Alrighty, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Poverty R. We got some parts. We have Gen 1 Mustang cams. These are not comp cams, these are stock Mustang cams. 4 performance head studs. No need to go ARP. We're only pushing 8 to 10 pounds boost. We have new piston rings that I'm going to show you guys how to gap today. 5.2 main bolts and side bolts. Oil pump gears we need to lube up. Boss 302 valve springs. Rod and crank bearings. And that's, we got the head gaskets already, and that's pretty much it. But today, we're going to go over gap and rings, as well as, if the tool shows up, putting in the Boss 302 valve springs. We're going with the Boss 302 because they're slightly better than stock. They're relatively cheap. I think it was 130 bucks for both sets. You need 2 sets in order to do both heads. So compared to $1,000 for pack springs, like I said, we're not going crazy with the build, not a big deal. So hopefully that tool shows up today and we can do both in one video. But first, we're going to work on piston rings. Alright, so here's my stock rings. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take your feeler gauge and stick them bad boys in there. Make sure they fit. It's hard to do with one hand. They fit right in there. We're not forcing it in. And then I think the top ring, the bottom ring, I think it was 14 thou. Yep, 14 thou. So that's the goal. We're not gapping it the same, but that's what you're checking. Our goal is we're gonna gap the bottom ring to 24 thou and the top ring to 22 thou on the new ones. So we're gonna take these guys out. Practice with your old ones. For an example, that bottom ring being 14 thou, whatever you're gapping your stuff to, if it's bigger than that, you can sit here and practice with this and they're trash anyway, so you're not gonna mess it up. Hopefully you guys can see and hopefully I'll be able to work. So we're gonna go ahead and these guys are labeled. We got our second ring. Like I said, which I've already gapped those. Now with the second ring, most of them were already at 24 thou. I'm glad we went and checked because there were some that were not. So I did have to gap those. So we're using our top ring. I got these ones separated for the ones I've already done. Pull these guys out. I'm going to move these old ones so I don't get them mixed up. I'm going to take one ring. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in my piston here. Bring you guys along with me so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. Don't fall over, please. All right. This one does not have a top and a bottom. So we're going to stick it in there. Make sure my glove doesn't get pinched. Take our piston. Yoink. So piston there. And you don't have to use a piston. It's just what I had. You can also use a roll of tape. 22 thou. That's what it's supposed to be. So where is 12 thou? 10 thou. Put those guys together. This one's perfect. That one is perfect. We're going to check to make sure it's not over. So where's my 13 thou? 13. Hopefully I didn't do all the ones that needed a little bit of love. Yeah. That's too tight. Okay, so this one's already 22 thou. So we'll pull this one out. Piston. Feeler gauge. Where's my 12? Where'd my 12 go? Where's my 12? No, come back, 12. Alright, 12 and 10. 22 thou. It's a little tight, see? It's a little bit tight. We're gonna do it a couple times, make sure there's not just gunk on them. Yeah, we're gonna clean that up just a little bit. Not a lot. We're not taking a lot off this. Let's move you guys back over here. Hopefully you guys can see. And when I say we're using a little bit, we're using a little bit. If you're gonna use a drill, practice with your old rings. If you're not gonna use a drill, still practice with your old rings. So I'm gonna take this guy, set it up. Make sure it's nice and flat on here. That's literally all I'm taking off. Check it, make sure it's shiny. You're not gonna be able to tell. This end is shiny compared to being black. I'm gonna wipe it off. It's shiny compared to the all black. Bring you guys back over here. Stick this boy back in here. No, my glove. Fucking fingernail. Bada bing, bada boom. Rice Krispies. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Doesn't get caught in there. And this is something I'm going to be double checking before I assemble the motor. Just to double check myself. We're going to pull out our 13 and our 10. Make sure it's not too big. Which it is not. There we go. Just a smidgen. It's like 140 grit wheel, so we're also going to, during the assembly process, double check and clean up any kind of burrs we may have, because piston rings are supposed to float around inside, and we don't want them getting hung up and destroying the cylinder wall. Essentially, the way this top ring works is as it expands, if they touch, no bueno. If they touch, motor go pow. So we just want to make sure the motor seals up nice and good. Oh baby, oh baby, perfect, perfect. So with that, rings are done. We are going to hopefully do the Boss 302 springs as soon as Amazon shows up with my tool. It's a very nice tool. I have the same one for my GT500. They're like 30-40 bucks, and they make doing valve springs very, very easy. So hopefully Amazon shows up and we can get these guys done. That way the heads are ready to go back on the motor. So hopefully I'll see you guys in a couple hours. All right, so second time me recording this. So this is the valve spring tool I was talking about. This is a PQY. Comes with these bolts that go where the cam caps bolt up to. You got this guy right here, as well as the tool to compress. So the good part is I've already done these four, this one and this one. This one was kind of hard to film, so we just kind of skipped it for now. We're gonna do the next one. I'm gonna show you guys. There's no point in showing you guys all 32 springs. It's not that big of a deal. Just kind of wanted to show what I use. I have one of these for my GT500. It's the 4-valve specific. It's very, very nice. Unfortunately, the Coyote one won't work for it, so I bought another one. You know, these tools, I think they're like 30-40 bucks on Amazon. They're really cheap. I mean, there's not much to them. If I can get this guy to thread in there, maybe. Maybe. They are angled. I'm having some issues here. This tool's good tool demonstration, bro. There we go. That was me, not the tool. So we're gonna put this little spacer in there. You can see that divot. The bolt's gonna go down in. so it touches. Boom. Now, when we're going to push this down, you're going to be able to hopefully watch the spring compress. I may have to do this. Alright. Bear with me, boys. I'm holding you on a tripod while trying to show you this. So we are going to push this guy in. You see the valve going down with it. Sometimes that'll happen. All you gotta do, let me set you guys back up here. I'm gonna lift the head up, make sure there's nothing's gonna go underneath of it. Take my hand, push the valve up. Boom. Now, my retainers are right here. Could grab a magnet, but I'm not going to. Boop, pop those guys off. Fling them into the abyss. Drop them down into the hole for the head stud. Anyway, all I gotta do, lift my head up, grab both of them, put it back down, take these guys, set them off to the side. Cool. So we got those out. We're gonna take our impact again, back it off. Spring completely decompresses. Take my tool out here, grab the spring and retainer, hold spring, toss it in the trash. Grab you a new Boss 302 spring. They are identical left to right. I did notice some of them are marked blue on top, some of them are marked blue on bottom. According to Google, they're all exactly the same. They're not separated anyway in the packaging, so I doubt it hurts anything. I just dropped that. Coyote heads are not very big. Make sure I put that in there correctly. I'm gonna go ahead and fish that guy back out. That doesn't quite look right. No, it is. Okay. Looked a little fatter up top than what it should have been. Pop that guy back in there. Make sure that's good. Take our tool. Put it back. Come on. Tighten that guy down until it grabs. Where'd my socket go? Press it down far enough to be able to get the retainers in there. Just dropped one. Where'd it go? Into the abyss. There it is. Alright. Take this guy. I'm going to get these in here first, and then I'm going to kind of show you how they work. This is easier to do with a magnet. I'm a glutton for punishment, so instead of finding my magnet, I'm just going to do this the hard way, which is not very hard. This one's a little easier to get to. These back ones, the ones right here, are not very easy to get to. If I pick the head up and move it, yeah, but I only have so much workspace. But get this guy in here. If you're going to do this at home, do it with a magnet. Make sure, I think that one might have fallen correctly. They did. Cool. So we want they're kind of concave like this. So you have a smaller end and a bigger end. You want to make sure they're wedging themselves in. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand and a pick. That way you guys can kind of see, and I'm just going to use the camera lens. Push that guy up there. Take my pick that I can't see what I'm doing. Oh no. And yeah. This is very hard to do when the camera won't focus. Alright, that definitely took two hands. So we got those guys, as you can see. I'm gonna fuck this up. Got one on each side. And now this camera will stay focused. Take our impact. Yoink. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. The cool part about the tool is you only got to move it twice for each side. From this spot I can do, boom, get. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch me do all the valve springs. From this spot you can do the first, second, third, fourth spring, unbolt it, move it over here, get those 4, rinse and repeat on the rest. So I still have all of this head to do and the back side of that head to do, but I'll do that on my own time. You guys don't need to sit here and watch me do it 5 million times. But that kind of wraps everything up. So we got piston rings today, we did valve springs today, we're waiting on the bottom end to come back from the machine shop. Once that comes back, it'll be fully balanced and we can start actually making progress on putting the bottom end together, getting the heads on and working on timing it when that Ford Performance timing set shows up. With that being said, we also are selling stickers. The stickers are not going to pay for the entire build, but they do help. The first run of stickers alone, the Poverty R stickers, they purchased the profits from the stickers, purchased the valve springs. And I am very grateful for that. That's $130 I didn't have to buy. I don't expect you guys to pay for the build. I'm not asking for you to pay for the build. This isn't a charity. I still have a $3,000 turbo kit to purchase. I got a tuning device to purchase. There's unforeseeable stuff, which we're going to kind of go through things as we get through the build. So once the motor's done, I'm going to go through top to bottom what everything cost me to do, so that way you guys are motivated to do your own swaps or simply build your own Coyote. I'm a guy in a garage with Harbor Freight tools and Amazon Chinese stuff. But I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys hopefully with a rods, pistons, and crank done from machine shop later on this week. So for you guys next week. But other than that, have a good one.